So a very good evening to all the participants present here. So this is upGrad abroad and Touro University, one of the best university from US. So today we are going to have a webinar, and I'm so pleased that we have today with us Mr. James, who is the Director of Marketing and Recruitment, Touro University. So a very good evening from India and good morning from US. Right. And then along with that, we have Mary, who is the Dean, Graduate School of Business, Touro University. So once again, good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Yeah. And along with that, we also have Mr. Robert, who is the Executive Director of Administration. Right. So my dear friends, today we are going to talk about Touro University, which is located in one of the best city, or rather one of the best state of the world. That is, we are talking about New York. Right. And today we are going to talk about one of the best courses of the world, the most trending course, that is data analytics. And the second one that we are going to talk about is MBA, that is Masters of Business Administration. So we all know that, yes, US is one of the best country in terms of the #1 GDP economy of the world. It is, when we talk about STEM courses and the STEM salaries in US, generally we talk about 1 lakh US dollars, which is approximately 80 lakh rupees in Indian currency. We know that, yes, if it is a US, it has to be the best university, because we talk about a lot of research activities, a lot of holistic student development, because this student development helps the student to get the very good placement. And we all know that, yes, out of the 500 Fortune 500 companies, 65 companies are placed in New York only. So whether we talk about Silicon Valley, or we talk about Fortune 500 companies, or we talk about Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, or any company, we have headquartered in US. So now, to have further understanding of the courses and the university, I'll request to kindly take over the session. Thank you.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Mary, if you just, yeah, okay.
Okay. So we just wanted to bring your attention. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this webinar. Thank you so much for hosting us. We truly appreciate it. And we'd love to share all the programs that we have at our university. Well, Touro University is located in the heart of New York City in Times Square. So we just wanted to give you a flavor of where our alumni work. And here's Jim joining us right now. Good morning, Jim. Jim is also from Touro University, specifically from the Graduate School of Technology. So here is a little snapshot of where our alumni now work. As you can see, many of them are very prominent. And I'm sure you'll recognize most of the names, like Dow Jones, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Microsoft, Chase, New York Langone, which is one of the largest hospital in United States, right, etc.
I think one of the things that you need to understand about where our alumni work is, if you look at this list, and there are many other companies as well, it crosses all industries.
Yes.
And the degrees that we are offering enable our graduates to work in all of these different industries. People that teach the courses are individuals that have been working in industry for many, many years. And as a result, they prepare our students to be able to work, as you can see, in all of these different types of environments.
We just want to give you an idea of the Touro Advantage. Unlike many other schools, we have not only affordable tuition, but we also have the same tuition, whether you're a domestic student or you're an international student. So you can rest assured there will be no discrepancy in tuition, amount of tuition that you will be paying. And that holds true for both the School of Technology as well as the School of Business. Okay, so here's sort of a picture, a snapshot of where we are. And this is where we're going to be moving to soon, opening in 2023. For those of you who've ever seen on television, New Year's Eve, where the ball drops, you know, until the new year, you know, announcing the new year, we're in that neighborhood. Okay. Robert, would you like to talk a little bit about the university at large?
Touro University was started back in 1971. The founding dean and the founding president, Dr. Bernard Lander, envisioned the creation of a university where people who have difficulty in getting into or paying for larger universities across the United States would have the opportunity to get a college education, and also ultimately to have the ability to use that education to move into the business world and to succeed in that business world. We're accredited by Middle States Association. We're registered in New York State, and everything that we do has to be approved by the New York State Department of Education as well. One little note about Touro. You will find, and I think it's on the next slide, but you'll find that Touro is much more than just a college for undergraduate. It's much more than just the two schools that we have. We have many graduate and undergraduate schools that encompass a medical school and a dental school and a law school. You can see the list over here. For us, we go out of our way to make sure in technology and business that our programs are the latest and present our students with the ability to succeed in their careers that they move forward with right after they finish our programs. In case anybody's interested in undergraduates, the school is called NY SCAS, New York SCAS, and it's here also in the heart of Manhattan, but also has branches in Queens and in Brooklyn as well. And it does offer degrees, undergraduate degrees in technology and in the business world as well. International students do avail themselves of 15% discount on the undergraduate program in the first 2 years, and then 30% in the last 2 years, as you can see here.
So now we wanted to give you a little bit of a flavor of what our business students are saying about our programs. We have here Molly Khan. She's an MBA in Human Resource Management. She is now a Human Resources Management Specialist at Kuhn and Nagel, one of the large companies. And as she states, right, I am confident that my master's degree in Human Resource Management will give me a leg up in my career. In fact, during my graduate program, I was promoted at work. One of the reasons management cited for my promotion was that I took the initiative to pursue my master's degree. They knew that the quality education I received at Touro would pay off for them. Please note that our graduate programs are offered in the evening, which allow our business students to actually work either part-time or full-time during the day. In this case, Molly was working full-time, but she wanted to advance a career. She wanted to, quote unquote, move up that corporate ladder. And this MBA afforded her the opportunity to do so. Here's another quote from one of our financial analysts. Okay, he had his MBA in general management. And Stephen wrote, as you can see, right, Stephen put the business skills and principles he learned at GSB to practice when managing operations in retail leasing and implementing new software to automate follow-up. He has since been a part of a global media agency growing brands through culture by analyzing cultural data signals. Here's a student from the human resource management. It says, Touro showed me what the US market is about. It prepared me well for the job market. Its international environment and diversity were enriching. Professors from different backgrounds helped me to realize what I want my career focus to be. Last but not least, Esther, an MBA and marketing student, right, is quoted as saying, I've always been very innovative and looking for ways to improve things. I work hard and I enjoy implementing ideas. At Touro, those traits were encouraged and valued. She credits Touro for the impressive career she has today, including classes she took in social media and international marketing. Please note that Touro GSB, in addition to our programs, we also offer free of charge interdisciplinary co-curricular programs, one of them being a business plan competition. So if you are an innovator, if you are an entrepreneur and you have a business idea, we can help you create a business plan, create a pitch, and actually present it in front of New York State and compete for prizes, monetary rewards, and of course, advice as to your business.
And Mary, at this point, Nipal just asked a question, if you can address your alumni network and how you help your alumni.
Sure. So we help our alumni in a multitude of ways. One, we have a very active alumni network. As a matter of fact, they were the ones who proposed, said, hey, Touro GSB doesn't have an honor society. So we actually created, well, we didn't create the honor society, we joined the honor society of Beta Sigma Delta. And we had our inaugural class this year. We also have our alumni come back. They actually make presentations. They mentor new students if they wish, but they also have access to all our free webinars that we host from time to time, as well as our Career Resource Center. We have a Career Resource Center for students that will help them not only with their CV, with their resumes, with their elevator pitch, correct, as they say, how to create a more inspiring, let's put it that way, LinkedIn profile. Also help them find not only jobs, but internship opportunities. We offer internships as part of the curriculum. We offer 1 or 2 depending on the degree program that you are enrolled in. Many students cited this as a major, not only background and learning what this can possibly do for them, but they're making contacts. And some of these internships have led to full-time employment in the future. So I hope that answers your questions.
I would add,
Yes, and Robert's going to address the GST
Mhm.
alumni when we get to the slides of Reshma and Praktik and Lucas and Husnal.
right, I would like to add just one thing for the students that are here. The best way for you to, with all the things that we do for our students, and I echo what Mary had said with regard to the career center that we also have that prepares with mock interviews and resumes and all the rest of that. But please understand that in the United States, the best way is to meet and interface and be involved with other people that are in your field and reach out to them. And that starts with your fellow students, and that starts with the faculty members and the administration in the school itself. And so both of these schools go out of their way to facilitate that. And that's part of what the Alumni Association of each of the schools is all about, to help the students to connect with individuals who may or may not know about a job, but ultimately can lead somebody to a job. And then once they hear about the job and apply for the job, help them get that job as well.
Absolutely. So if you're curious about what the wages may look like for someone that graduates with a Master's of Business Administration, here's what we pulled up from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Workers with a master's degree had higher median wages than those with a bachelor's degree. the median annual wage for management occupations was in the area of 102,450, and that was as of last year, okay? The Bureau of Labor Statistics is always a little bit behind because they actually do research on this, okay? Employment of general and operations manager is actually projected to grow 9%, right, in the following decade. And Robert James in the digital tech.
Now, on the digital tech side, you can see what the salaries are. There are ranges. We're talking about data analysis today, and that's the program we're concentrating on because upGrad is preparing many of the students for the program here in the United States in Touro. But understand that anything within the tech world in the United States, the various opportunities that people have, and these are different types of jobs that we prepare. Somebody had in the chat asked about the web and multimedia program, and we can talk about that program offline as well. But you can see that in general, there is a tremendous market and opportunity and potential for students that are going into technology. There are actually more jobs available in the United States today than there are qualified candidates. And the one thing that we have found out is that in New York City, the salaries are actually higher than they are on the averages that you see on the bottom of this slide.
Absolutely. Okay. So just a little bit of information about Touro and our two program. Okay, it's been ranked number 59 in the best online masters in computer information and technology program, and the MBA program is ranked number 28. Okay, among the list of I would say about how many colleges are there in the United States? Approaching
Thousands.
Thousands, right? Around 1,000. So we're pretty up there, and we're very proud of that. Okay, so if you're wondering, you say, well, you know what, I want an MBA, but I'm not sure what area of concentration, right? What I really want to specialize in. Well, if you enroll in our Masters of Business Administration, you'll have the opportunity to explore some of these courses because the core courses are all the same, but then give you an opportunity to specialize in these 7 areas. So let's say you've taken, for argument's sake, marketing and differentiating class as part of the core, and you say, you know what, I kind of like marketing. Great, you can specialize in marketing. We also have international business finance, healthcare management, human resource management. And by the way, our human resource management program actually prepares you for SHRM certification, which is the highest certification for human resource management professionals. We definitely have a concentration in general management, forensic accounting, and entrepreneurship.
So, Mary, I'd appreciate if you can help our learners to understand the forensic accounting, because generally this is not available in India.
Okay. So forensic accounting, accountants in the United States, right, if they want to sit for the CPA certification, which is the highest certification, right, they can definitely do that. But forensic accounting is more geared towards investigating fraud. So you can work for the government, you can work for companies, right? And looking at, okay, what, where are people quote unquote cheating, right? Where is there opportunities for fraud? Are they really, writing down the correct numbers, right? So it's a very interesting field. Something that every company needs, correct? And definitely in any phases of the government, whether it's the local, the state, or the federal government, right? You're going to need a forensic accountant, definitely.
Yeah, that's great. So my dear friends, forensic accounting, and even, if you see healthcare management is one of the most booming and trending specialization that you can have. And we all believe that, yes, apart from general management, it's always, better if you go for some specialization, because ultimately you get, the vitamin M, that is money for these specialized courses, right? Because this is how, you make yourself different and identical from others. Yes, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what's our advantage? We definitely have our best return on investment. We have opportunities for graduate assistant and work study positions. We have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We are definitely career changer friendly. If you have earned a bachelor's degree, we provide all the bridge courses. If you don't have technology or business background, no problem. And why do I say that? Because we have prep courses and we'll help you get through our program so you can actually not only learn the skills that you will need in the respective areas, but you will succeed, right? Hopefully get promoted. Okay, so where are we? Where are our students right now? I just wanted to give you a flavor of Graduate School of Business students. Now, this is not of this year, right? This is sort of comprehensive, but this is how many countries that we've had, right? So we're quite diverse. We have about 50% of our students are international students at the moment. And our average age of our student body is in the area of 27, 28. And here's GST, Graduate School of Technology, the diversity and the countries that our students come from.
The Graduate School of Technology is over 50% international, and we are very proud of that.
And by the way, the #1 country aside from the United States for our students is India.
Robert, Jim, you're up.
The Graduate School of Technology has 4 different areas. The concentration today is on the Masters of Data Analytics, but please know that we also have instructional technology, and that also applies to international students who are interested in instructional design. There are many companies that create, using computers, create educational technology, and we prepare students to be able to work in that environment. The Masters of Arts in Web and Multimedia Design is for creative people, and it enables people to learn about UX, UI design, web design, and also 3D animation, as an example. A lot of video preparation, audio preparation, things of that, podcasts. Our students are actually doing things of that nature. If you look at our website for the Graduate School of Technology, all of that was designed by students in the Graduate School of Technology. The information system side is core technology, networking, and cybersecurity. We will, in September, actually having one of our top professors for upGrad present a workshop on cybersecurity. We also have web and app development, where people are learning programming, and as I said, all of the programming for our website is done by students who attend the Graduate School of Technology. And finally, the Masters of Science in Data Analytics, which we're concentrating on today. And this is a unique program because it has 2 concentrations. It has a technology concentration for those that want to get into the details of supporting a data analytic environment through Python and R programming, or the basic details of various data visualization products like Tableau and Power BI. It's not just how to use them, but what you need to do to make them successful in the companies that you work. Very heavily involved with database as well. So you really become an expert in all of data analytics and everything that has to do with it, and be able to extract data and to then use the various products that are out there. The other side of it is the business side, and I'm very pleased that Dean Lowery has joined us with regard to that, whereby through the Graduate School of Technology, we give a very strong foundation in the technology side. So you get an overview of those products that I talked about previously. And then you spend the rest of the time in the master's degree program taking advantage of courses that are offered by the Graduate School of Business, specifically with regard to data analytics. Both of these programs, by the way, you get a very solid foundation in statistics for data analytics as well. So this is something that's very unique, and we're getting a lot of inquiry into this new unique degree, the Masters of Science in Data Analytics. We used to teach data analytics, and we still can under the information system side for the technology piece, but we beefed up that program on the technology side. That's the technology concentration. And we've also introduced the business concentration in conjunction with the Graduate School of Business.
And we're very excited about this program because this not only gives you, obviously, ample knowledge, right, of the technological aspect of it, but then actually tells you how businesses are actually using this data, right? And what do you do with this? And how do you interpret it? And how do you actually move forward, right, using the data?
So basically what I've discussed is what you just heard. There are two different concentrations, technology and there are business, and this is really a new degree. We've launched it recently, and we already have students that are enrolled in this degree and are moving forward with it as well. As was mentioned previously, if students are coming without a particular background, if they have no background in technology and they're interested in this particular degree, there's no problem because there are a couple of preparatory courses that they would take. If they have no background and have never taken a course in statistics, no problem also, because the Graduate School of Business provides us with a introductory course to statistics, so that students, when they actually matriculate into the master's program, are well prepared and do not necessarily have to go back and take more courses on a bachelor's degree basis. As you can see, some of the things that I've talked about before are there in the, I don't have to read them for you, but you can see what we're trying to do on the technology database side as far as teaching the students. Of course, all of our programs in the Graduate School of Technology are STEM certified, and you can see the types of career opportunities that exist for individuals that finish this particular degree. My name is there because I spent about 2.5 years putting this program together. So at this point, I am making sure that people that come into the program understand what the program is all about, and as well are prepared for the program. And my objective is for everybody who enters this program to succeed. On the other hand, we have the business concentration, again, through the Graduate School of Business, and you can see what some of the key points are that were mentioned by Dean Lowray a moment ago, and you can see what some of the career opportunities are. And all of these jobs on both of these two slides are in tremendous demand here in the United States today. And students that have graduated previously in the data analytics world or are working in that data analytics world from a technology perspective, and we're looking forward to those that join the business side when they do finish to be successful in their careers as well.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, just yesterday I was speaking to one of my students in an MBA program, finishing up in the MBA program in marketing, actually with a concentration in marketing. And we were talking about, he said, you know what, I really want to enroll now in a Master of Science, right, in data analytics. And it was great because not only from the MBA perspective does he have the breadth now, right, of the business role, a little bit of concentration, a little bit of each of the subjects that you get, right, when you enroll in an MBA program. But now in moving on over and trying to pursue a master's degree in, right, data analytics, he's also able to transfer some of the classes over so that he can, what they call double dip, right? It will lessen the time to complete the Master of Science in Data Analytics, in addition to obviously learning all, the technological aspects of this degree.
in the data analytics side, and we've talked about this, the sky is the limit as far as salaries are concerned, and companies are doing everything that they can when they find somebody that really understands the field and can come in and run with it. This is one of the top fields that exist today, and that's one of the reasons. One of the things we do is we very much take a pulse of what's going on, and we adapt our programs to that, and that is why we created this data analytics master's degree by itself. Jim had mentioned that we do have a few of the people that are working today. Reshma came to us. She was a school teacher back in India. As you can see, she's from India, and came with no technology. She actually, while she was a student here, she worked for me, and extremely bright, and today is referred to as a marketing technology consultant. She's working for a consulting group that implements various CRMs, and she is the technology side of that, to make sure that when they put in that CRM, that it interfaces with whatever visualization products that those companies have, and that it's set up so that the data can be pulled out correctly. She actually took a position out in Arizona, and she loves what she's doing, and she is there to help any of our current students and our future students as well.
And Robert, I can add that, yeah, Reshma is turning into one of the leading experts in Salesforce and in HubSpot, customer relationship management softwares. She was our expert. She was our graduate assistant and became the expert pretty much for all of Touro University in HubSpot, our CRM database. And this graduate assistant experience that she got as part of our marketing team really translated into getting a fantastic job.
Pratik also worked for me, happens to be on the web and app development side, but he also double dipped into the database area as well. And also came from India, came to us, researched a whole bunch of programs, decided that he wanted to come to us. Also worked for me and worked on some very, very special projects that actually were presented to the provost, and he went with me because he had done the work. He went with me, and he made the presentation. And when Pratik completed his master's degree, and I'm taking a little time because it's important for you to hear of the relationship that we have with our students. When Pratik finished his master's degree, again through our offices in the Graduate School of Technology, he applied for a position where there were, I believe, 25 people that were interviewed for 2 internship positions, 6-month internship positions that could lead to a full-time job after they completed successfully the internship. If they did well, they would be hired. And part of the evaluation was a take-home 3-day coding to develop a whole program. And Pratik was one of 2 that was selected. The other one was selected from another university. And the 2 of them went to work for Urban FT, which you see over here. She probably paid about 3 times for her master's degree that he paid for, 3 or 4 times. And after 4 months, Pratik was hired on a full-time basis. After 6 months, the young lady, unfortunately, was not retained. And Pratik moved forward. He started out as an associate engineer. He became a software engineer. He's actually a project lead. And just a little background about the type of person that he was and his feeling for Touro. At the time he heard, and we keep our alumni abreast as to what's going on, he heard that we were transitioning as a university to a new CRM system. He volunteered to help with that process. And the people that were running that program said, we appreciate your volunteering, but we really don't want to get into any kind of issue. We'll pay you minimum wage for your helping us. And I would say now for about the last 6 to 9 months, in his spare time, he has his full-time job at Urban FT, but in his spare time, he is working for Touro to help with the implementation of a new CRM. And that's because of his appreciation for what he was able to accomplish while he was here and the type of job that he has at Urban FT. Needless to say, he is earning well into the 6 figures right now. Lucas is an individual who came to us from Cyprus, knowing nothing about technology. Today, he's working for the Cisco Corporation, and we have a very close relationship with the Cisco Corporation. Lucas did all of this on his own. And he is, if you go, by the way, if you go to our website, you will see some spotlights of students. One of them is Lucas. And at that time, we don't tell students or our alumni what to say. But at that time, Lucas said we asked him what his dream job would be. And he said he is working in his dream job. He loves what he does. And we're extremely proud of his accomplishments as well. And as I said, we do have this special relationship with Cisco. We are considered a Cisco networking academy. So if anybody's interested in the networking side, they can come to us and they get prepared for Cisco certification. And as has been demonstrated by several of our students recently, they've passed those certification exams and basically have jobs for life through Cisco or through some of the Cisco partners. Hasna was a software developer, came to us from India. Today she is working with IBM. She actually got the interview for the job. I reached out to contacts I had at IBM, and she wowed them going up there. She relocated to Poughkeepsie, which is the IBM headquarters, got married, has a child, and loves what she does. And she is one of the mainstays of the Touro GST Alumni Association today. If you're interested, you can log into our website and download a workshop. And the workshop was given by Professor Braj Agarwal, who is one of our main professors in data analytics. And you can learn an awful lot about the technology side of data analytics from that workshop. And hopefully it will interest you to come to our particular program. In general, there are no GRE or GMAT requirements for the GST program. Mary, for business?
There are no GRE or GMAT for GSB, but you do have to have years of experience or some background knowledge, right, to show that you can actually do graduate work.
Jim, you want to talk about this?
Yes, and this is the English proficiency requirements. So if you studied at a university where the medium of instruction is in English, you just prove with a document that your medium of instruction was English. You do not need an English proficiency test. Otherwise, if you need an English proficiency test, the Graduate School of Technology requires a 78 or higher on the TOEFL IBT or 6.0 or higher on the IELTS. The Graduate School of Business requires a little extra English for your negotiating skills. So they require a 79 or higher on the TOEFL IBT or a 6.5 or higher on the IELTS. You are welcome to take the Pearson's or the Duolingual. Duolingual is a 105 or higher required for the Graduate School of Technology, and I believe it's a 110 or higher for the Graduate School of Business. And While we are in New York City, the greatest city in the United States for any international student coming to study in the United States, has the best public transportation system. Our campus is New York. We are a member of One to World International, which has activities for international students here in New York City, such as going to an American baseball game, doing a cleanup as a volunteer at a local park in New York City. They even have a global classroom project where international students visit local junior high schools and high schools to tell them about the great country that they're from.
All right, now it's time to write your story. What would you like to do? What would you like to specialize in? What question do you have for us? And here we just want to bring you, if you decide that you want to have more questions or you want things explained, right? On the GSB side, the Graduate School of Business, you probably will be speaking to Jakeem Easter. He's our admission and communication specialist, and here is his contact information. And of course, on the GST side, none other than Jim Schaefer, who's on this call right now.
A couple of questions for you, Mary, that are in the chat.
May I, I'm sorry, before we start the chat, do you want me to, I am going to unshare. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that fine? Okay. Yes, please.
So one question was international management. Do you have a program for international management?
We have a management program, correct? And within the management program, our concentration in general management, we have internationalization. We have to include, it's part of our curriculum in order for it to be approved. So for instance, one of our core courses is ethics in the global marketplace, right? We have human capital management and multicultural organization, and this is just in the core. Okay, and then of course, if you take our management concentration, you'll have a lot more courses, but internationalization is interwoven into almost all of our courses.
Another question that somebody asked for you, what is the conversion of students to entrepreneurs or joining a big organization with the management opportunity?
By conversion, I mean how many people actually do that? How many students actually do that? Was you can see from the prior slide, correct, that our students, you know, do very well, right, in corporate America. One of the reasons I think we have a slight difference in, you know, in TOEFL scores, right, or IELTS and what have you, is because we also stress communication skills and writing skills, which is, you know, one of the things that you really need to brush up on, so to speak, if you are going to be in corporate America and moving up into senior management, right, positions where you'd be leading a company, you'd be making presentations, and you'll be writing all kinds of documents, so to speak, right? So we stress upon that. Actually, we're introducing this semester an AI software. It's called PitchVantage, which is kind of cool. And this software will help you. It's a simulation software, right? So you program it to say, okay, it's in a boardroom, I'm doing an argumentative speech, right? And then you start. And you'll see the avatars there, and they'll listen to your presentation. Not only will they give you immediate feedback, for instance, if you're getting bored, if they're getting bored, in other words, your presentation is bored, they'll be doing something like, right, or talking to one another. And if they're really interested in what you're saying, they'll be nodding their head. But at the end, they will also, you will get a written critique about your presentation. And this is just for you, right, for you, the student, so you can practice and become better at it. We don't guarantee jobs, correct, obviously, but we do have an active career resource center who, person who runs it, he spent his whole life as a recruiter in the human resource management. So he does have contacts, right, in the field, and he will help you prepare you for your next phase of your life.
Mary, you had mentioned previously about people having work experience
Mhm.
in order to enter. The question was, how many years are required?
Okay, so if you go to our website, obviously, and you go to it, you just need, let's see, I don't want to give you the wrong information. Okay, so it says on there, correct, that, here it is. It's an undergraduate, you need an undergraduate cumulative GPA of the equivalent, US equivalent of 3.0, okay? If the undergraduate cumulative point GPA is below 3.0, you definitely have to take the GMAT or the GRE. We do prefer that you have 6 months to a year of business experience or some sort of experience, right, in the workforce. But we look at each applications individually and make a determination. If we find that someone is on the fence, we'll have an interview, so to speak, and we'll make that determination at that time.
Okay, somebody did ask a question, which I'm going to answer in a different way. Somebody asked that if you were, and I know Jim answered it, so I don't know what Jim answered, but I'm going to answer it in a different way also. Somebody said if they are 40 and above, which is the best master's degree? And without seeing what Jim had responded, having also worked in the business world for many years, and you can look me up on LinkedIn and you would see that. My answer to that question is because both the Graduate School of Business and the Graduate School of Technology are offering programs that you will be successful no matter which program you go into. My answer to you is what interests you the most. That's the one that you should attend. The one that you want to make a career out of, the one that you have a passion for. Doesn't matter whether you're 40 years old or 50 years old or 20 years old. You're going to be spending whatever number of years working in this field, and I'm telling you, you will get a job in this field if you come to our programs. So therefore, you want to work in a field that excites you and that will make a difference so that when you're finished at the end of every day, you go home and you feel that you've accomplished something. So as a result, from my perspective, that's more important than anything else. You will succeed no matter which one of these programs you wind up going into. Mary, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I just want to add, and I'm sure it's true of GST, that all the professors are also, they have many years of experience in the field. Okay. So they're not, I know, they're not pure academics. Okay. They've most of, I would say all of them have started in corporate America. I know I have. You can look me up also on LinkedIn, right? We've all started in corporate America and then decided to go for our degrees, right? Or doctoral degrees, and then started teaching and working, right, in academia. So what you will receive, or the type of education that you will receive at Touro University, is not only based on theory, but also based on practice.
Somebody asked about taking classes online. If you're an international student, it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the US government. And the US government requires, at least for this year, for 22-23, that international students take one course on campus. They can take their other courses. They have to be full-time. So they can take their other two courses remotely. Both of our programs, you have the ability to take courses remotely. So if you're an international student, however, you cannot take all of your courses remotely if you are in the United States. Actually, if you were in India, technically, from a US perspective, you are allowed to take the courses. Our courses are not, in the main, not asynchronous courses, although we do have some asynchronous courses. So that would make it slightly difficult for people who are in India to take the courses in real time, because our courses are given here in the United States from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. during the week, Monday through Thursday evenings. So as a result, you're talking about getting up very early in the morning, 9.5 hours later, which is 3:30 in the morning for you. So I would not recommend that. If somebody wants to come to the United States to take courses and need some preparatory courses, there may be the possibility, I know in the data analytics side, we're able to offer the courses in an asynchronous way so they can take some of the preparatory courses while they're still in India if they want to do so.
Same is true for GSB. All our prep courses are totally online, are totally asynchronous, so you can take them from the comfort of your own home, and they're also self-paced.
What will be the probability of getting a job pursuing a master's in data analytics if you've had a little experience as a marketing analyst in India? I am assuming that you would be interested in the business side of data analytics, and the fact that you've had that experience in India will go a very, very long way. Of course, the coursework that you're taking will prep you very well for being able to get a job here in the United States. I will say, and I will echo what Mary said as well, you could be the greatest student, but it all depends upon how you present yourself. And we'll do the best that we can to help you. In fact, with the Graduate School of Technology, what we do is we video the interview, the mock interview, so you can actually see yourself and see how you've answered the questions and learn from that as well. I've had students that came back after they saw themselves and said, can I have a new mock interview? And we did so, and there was a marked difference between them. It depends on how you present yourself to the outside world. And that is as important, if not more important, in the end of the day, in comparison to anything that you learn or any work experience that you've had. Because when people are interviewing you for a job, especially here in the United States, they want to see whether you are a fit for their type of organization, for their type of environment. And that is extremely important. You try to find out as much as you can. You do research about the company. You try to talk to people that are working in that company. These are all kinds of ideas that we would provide for you in advance of that interview. But those interviews are extremely important in helping you get that job. So the fact that you've had that experience and it'll be on your resume, that's great. And if you're able to get an internship here while you're a student, that will also be terrific. But by the same token, please understand that you have to do your own homework in preparing yourself to work here in the United States. It's something that I don't know whether that's communicated by a lot of schools, but it's something that is extremely important and will differentiate you. And that's why we put so much of an emphasis on it. Will differentiate you from the other candidates that are applying for the same job. And believe me, even though there are more jobs than there are candidates, good candidates, there is still competition for every job, because the employers are looking for specific things, and the one that wows them, not only with their technology knowledge or their business knowledge, but the one that wows them in their interpersonal skills will be the one that will be hired.
Absolutely. You know, if your labor statistics, just so you know, data analytics, right, is projected to grow about 25% within the next 10 years. And the average salary of data analysts in the New York, you know, area is in the area of $145,000. Just to give you a perspective.
If somebody is talking about anybody wanting to talk to either Mary or myself, we are going to put our contact information. From my end, what I would like people to do is to let me know when I can actually Zoom with them, and I would be happy to do so. So I will put in both my phone number here as well as my email address, and you can email me letting you know when I am available.
And Shivam Srivastava has raised a hand to either unmute and ask your question or to type it in the Q&A section.
Yeah, yes, so type in the Q&A section.
Okay, so that question is, I believe you're typing it right now. Is there anybody else who raised your hand and we missed your question? I'm not seeing the question from Shivan.
Okay, so by the time Shivam asked the question, so just a recap, we are talking about one of the best universities, that is Touro University, along with upGrad. So the part of the course will be done in India. We are talking about two courses. We're talking about data analytics, one of the most trending course in STEM courses, wherein you're allowed to have a work permit visa, 1+2, that is up to 36 months of work permit visa. And the second course that we're talking about is MBA. And we have already discussed that we have very good specialization electives in MBA. And the average salary we have seen is somewhere around, $80,000 to up to $130,000. So it's remarkably well. And we are just seeing that, the dollar is just rising and rising in Indian currency. Now it is touching 80, probably, by 6 months, touching much more than that. Right. So a lot of earning opportunity for a student, and with upGrad, it is quite affordable cost also. So if you go with data analytics, it's somewhere going to cost, 20-21 lakh rupees in Indian currency. And if you're talking about MBA, it's going to cost you only 25 lakh rupees, which is much, much, much lower than the average cost of MBA in US. Because generally, if you talk about US MBA cost, we're talking about somewhere more than 40 lakh rupees in Indian currency. So a lot of good opportunities. Even we have seen that many of the Indian students have got a very good placement. They are the alumni and doing exceptionally well. So why not from you could be the next alumni would be coming on the screen. So a lot of good opportunities in data analytics, a lot of good opportunities in MBA. And yes, as rightly pointed out, there is no GRE GMAT. The only thing you have to do is you have to crack your English proficiency test, and you have a choice of going with IELTS or maybe TOEFL or maybe PT or maybe Duolingo, as the case may be. But you don't need to worry about that, because as upGrad, we will teach you, we'll help you in coaching of this English proficiency test, and then subsequently you can clear the exam. So logically, we are talking about, the 8 months of program with IIIT Bangalore, and then in the coming fall intake, you'll be flying to US, right? So that is from 2023 to 2024, you'll be completing your master's degree. So if anybody has any question, you can please write in the chat box.
And there is a question about January 2023 applications. And yes, you can apply with upGrad to start in January 2023.
We admit
Right.
students 3 times a year. Okay, so we have a fall admittance, a spring admittance, and a summer admittance.
So my dear friends, even if you have more queries, you can anytime contact us, log in into website, and then we'll really help you to connect with the Touro University. We'll be pleased to help you so that, many of us, each one of us will be joining the Touro University in the coming intakes. And yes, we'll be talking about earning dollars, that is earning lakhs of crores of rupees in Indian currency, right? So I think we have taken a lot of time from your side. So thank you so much from upGrad Abroad Management. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert. Thank you so much, Mr. James. Thank you so much, Mary. It was really nice, pleasant talking with you all. And I hope we have solved all the queries and concerns of our learners. But still, even if they will come up with more queries, we'll be troubling you. We'll be asking you to help them.
One of the things that I want to conclude with is if any student has a question, a lot of these issues I keep looking at the side because my view is here, but my camera's up there, so I apologize. Many of the answers to your questions can be found on our websites. So go to the Graduate School of Business website, go to the Graduate School of Technology Graduate School of Technology website, and you will find a lot of the answers that you're looking for. You'll get to see what student life is all about. You'll get to understand who the professors are. You'll get to see what the courses are, and you will really get a feel for what the school is trying to accomplish. We're a nonprofit organization. And as a nonprofit organization, and the main reason why we are here is to help people like you, to give you that special opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. People without the assistance of upGrad continue to do so, but have made the effort and come to the United States and studied with us and have created a new life for themselves and created a career. You have an advantage. You've got upGrad by your side. You have upGrad helping you. So it makes it a heck of a lot easier for you than a lot of other people that are dealing with us on a one-to-one basis, because they will walk through all of the steps. So take advantage of it. Learn whatever you can from our websites. But at the end of the day, use upGrad as your vehicle in order to come to Touro. I'm sure you're being flooded with information about a lot of other schools. Just take a deep breath, evaluate what's being offered to you here. And if you find that what we have is something special, which is what we believe it is, then speak to your upGrad representatives with regard to joining GST and GSB at Touro University. So that's my big pitch for the day. Thank you.
Yeah, so before we end, somebody asked about the loan. So there is no concerns. We'll be even assisting you for the loan process with the education loan, as we have our partners for the education loan process. Definitely you will get the education loan, not only for the tuition fees, but also for the proof of fund. So yes, we are eager to help you. You can just log into our website and we'll be eager to help you. Anything else you'd like to add, Mary?
No, I just want to thank upGrad. It's a great partnership. I'm very proud. No, we are all very proud to be working with you. I know that you are going to help these students, okay? And we will more than be happy to welcome them at Touro University in the heart of Manhattan.
Yeah, so before we end, yes, so once again, thank you so much. So we were talking about Touro University, located in one of the best city of the world. That is, we're talking about New York State. So a city, a state wherein you have golden opportunities, so many companies to work with, but you are going to get an enormous opportunity, as we have already seen in the session, that many of the alumni are working in one of the best companies. And we all know that, yes, apart from the normal companies, even we have the hub of fintech in New York, right? So there are a lot of golden opportunities, and specifically we're talking about data analytics and MBA with so many good electives like forensic accounting, like, you know, healthcare management. And specifically coincidentally after pandemic, we have seen there's a lot of good opportunities in the healthcare management also, right? So thank you so much. This is Ajay Gidwani signing off, and thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, all the learners, all the students who have given their precious time and have attended this session. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.